Welcome to This Explainer. Look, water is literally the foundation of our daily lives, our health, and our safety, right? But let's be honest, trying to get it turned on in a major city can sometimes feel like you're navigating a giant bureaucratic maze. Well, today we are going to clear that path. We're going to break down exactly how to secure and maintain your water utility in Detroit, transforming what is usually a stressful chore into a totally empowering, straightforward process. So let's start with a really big question. When you're dealing with an infrastructure that serves hundreds of thousands of people, how do you actually navigate getting the tap turned on in your own home? You know, it's so easy to just take for granted what happens when we turn the faucet, but behind the scenes, there is a massive, incredibly complex network at work. And understanding how it operates is absolutely your first step in successfully connecting to it. To put the sheer scale of this into perspective, there are over 2,700 miles of water mains running right underneath Detroit. That is enough pipe to stretch across the entire country, and it serves around 630,000 residents. Navigating a system of this incredible magnitude means you really have to follow precise procedures. Okay, so here's our agenda for today's explainer. 1. The Detroit water story. 2. Documents and eligibility basics. 3. Steps to start service. 4. Bills, costs, and payment. And 5. Assistance programs and resources. This is a structured journey designed to give you actionable insights you can use right away. All right, let's dive in to Section 1, the Detroit water story. The evolution of the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, or DWSD, is actually fascinating. It goes way back to its roots in 1836. But let's fast forward to 2014, when high debt led to a really complex shutoff crisis. This sparked massive community pushback, even reaching the UN, and that ultimately shaped the creation of the Great Lakes Water Authority in 2016 for regional operations. That move was crucial because it let DWSD focus exclusively on Detroit itself. Since then, we've seen some major protective policy shifts, like the 2020 Water Restart Plan to protect public health and the incredibly important Income-Based Lifeline Plan launched in 2022. Moving right along to Section 2, Documents and Eligibility Basics.
Okay, so preparation is absolutely crucial here before you even try to set up your account. You have got to have an accepted form of government ID ready to go. We're talking about a state ID, a Detroit ID, your passport, a valid visa, or a work permit. Plus, you'll need your social security number, your ITIN, or a verified document issued by the IRS. Get all of this in a pile before you do anything else.
Now, this part is super important because responsibilities depend entirely on whether you own or rent. If you are a homeowner, you have to actually own the property with a registered deed or a property transfer affidavit. But if you're a tenant, your landlord must maintain an active, registered account with DWSD. On top of that, your lease has to be fully signed, it must outline your current occupancy dates, and it has to explicitly state that you, the tenant, are responsible for the water utilities. Okay, you've got your paperwork? Let's hit Section 3, Steps to Start Service. While you can do this in person, the absolute fastest, most direct route is through the DWSD Customer Self-Service Portal online. The process is super simple. First, gather all those required IDs and property documents we just talked about. Second, visit csportal.detroitmiami.gov. Third, you'll verify your phone number using a quick one-time passcode. And finally, just upload your documents. Residential accounts are usually activated right away, while commercial ones might take a short administrative review.
Actually, wait, scratch that whole new application process if you are just transferring an existing service. If the water is already physically connected to the property and you just need to put it in your name, simply call DWSD Customer Service directly at 313-267-8000. It is a much quicker alternative to setting up a brand new account from scratch.
Next up, Section 4, Bills, Costs, and Payment. Let's demystify what happens after the tap is actually on.
Here is a seriously fantastic fact if you're a new resident. DWSD recently eliminated the $150 deposit that used to be required for new services. They automatically credited over 73,000 households and removed a massive initial barrier for you. It makes getting started significantly easier on your wallet. And pro tip, once your account is active, setting up an online profile with AutoPay is just the best way to ensure completely hassle-free bill management every month. So when that first bill shows up in the mail, don't let the jargon confuse you. You're billed for water usage measured in CCFs. What is a CCF? It stands for 100 cubic feet, which is exactly 748 gallons of water brought into your house through the meter. You are also going to see a flat sewage service charge. This is a fixed monthly fee that covers the operations and maintenance of the wastewater systems, and it's exactly the same for all Detroit customers.
Which brings us to our final core topic, Section 5, Assistance Programs and Resources.
If you ever find yourself falling behind, think of this table as your emergency toolkit. The DWSD Easy Pay program is your most reliable active option right now. It requires just $10 down to prevent a shutoff, and it spreads your balance over 36 months with automatic shutoff protection. Now, programs like the Lifeline Plan and Wayne Metro W WRAP offer much deeper income-based relief, like fixing bills to as low as $18 or offering up to $1,500 per household. But keep in mind, these depend on funding availability and might currently be paused for new applicants, so always check their status.
But what if those city programs are exhausted or paused? Well, your support network extends way further. Organizations like THAW, the Human Utility, and the United Way's 211 line can step in to provide emergency grants. The Michigan Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program, or LIWAP, is another absolutely critical resource you should look into if you're facing financial hardship.
Before we wrap up, a quick heads up. Municipal policies, rates, and eligibility criteria are always shifting. Always verify the current requirements directly with DWSD before you apply. Because at the end of the day, having secure access to water doesn't just keep your tap flowing. It is the literal foundation of your family's health and our community's overall welfare. Now that you know the hidden history and the exact steps to navigate this massive system like a pro, what other local bureaucratic systems are you ready to conquer next?